All right, here we go. Welcome into this edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I am your host, Jack Lotteray. We got a double dose of good news to talk about in today's video. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to look back at the last two spring training games, and I'm going to give you my thoughts, takeaways, reactions, point out some players that stood out to me. But before we do, if you're excited for opening day, because yes, it is very exciting that we have spring training games happening, but we've also got the World Baseball Classic coming up along with opening day next month. If you are excited for opening day, just like the video. I know that every single one of you is excited for opening day. The goal today is 200 likes. Hit that like button if you've not already, if you are excited for opening day. The reason why I bring that up is because Alex Cora teased, not so subtly, what the opening day lineup is probably going to look like. And it looks a lot like the lineup that was in today. Here is what Alex Cora had to say. He said, yeah, but it's something I envision. And it just happened that for the first time in years, what you see early is what you're probably going to see on opening day. He was, of course, talking about the lineup that we saw trotted out today against the Toronto Blue Jays. And it offers a lot of insight into what we're probably going to be seeing. I'm just going to run through the lineup real quick, and then I'm going to give my thoughts. Leading off is Roman Anthony. We knew this already. Alex Cora named him the leadoff hitter about earlier last week. He led off. He was in DH. He will be part of that DH platoon with Jarren Duran, but I do think he will be the starting left fielder. In the second spot is Trevor Story at shortstop, which is what I thought they were probably going to do. In the three-hole was Jarren Duran in left field. We're going to talk about him here in a second. Willson Contreras is the cleanup hitter at first. Wilyer Abreu in right field is in the five-hole. In the six-hole was Caleb Durbin, who started at third base. This is why you subscribe. Never wrong, just early. I've been saying it since the trade happened that he would be the opening day third baseman. It seems like Cora kind of showed his hand there at the end. Number 7 is Ceddanne Rafaela. I don't think that's going to stick. We'll talk about that in a second. Number 8 was Carlos Narvaez catching. Number 9, Isiah Kiner-Falefa at second. So 1 through 6, I think, is probably what we're going to see on opening day. I think 7, 8, 9, you can flip around. The assumption that I'm going to make here is that it's not going to be IKF at second, batting in the 9-hole on opening day. It'll probably be, I would assume, Marcelo Meyer, and then whoever the platoon mate is. I think at this point it is Andruw Monasterio. But this is kind of what we talked about. Roman, Story, Duran, Contreras, Abreu, Durbin are your top 6. We talked about this in the opening day lineup projection last week. This makes the most sense. Duran looked really good in the game today. He had 2 doubles. Caleb Durbin had an RBI as well. He looked really good today. The team, the starters at least, looked pretty good overall. There were some players at the end of the game. Braden Ward had a really big game. You got him in the Brennan Bernardino trade. Nate Eaton went 3 for 3. He had a really big game as well. So those are all things to look at. But Jarren Duran, Ceddanne Rafaela had the really big games. Caleb Durbin also had an RBI. I thought Willson Contreras had a really impressive game as well. Just overall, top to bottom, really, really solid. Trevor Story didn't do anything. Wilyer had 2 walks, but he didn't do much offensively as well. Narvaez and I went 0 for, and Isiah Kiner-Falefa had a hit as well. But this is at least, according to Cora, he's not confirming it, but it seems like this is really going to be close to what the opening day lineup is, and it makes sense. Again, we talked about it ad nauseum in the lineup projection earlier last week. The balancing between lefty-righty, lefty-righty, lefty-righty makes a lot of sense. And just taking some of the breadcrumbs that he had given us over the last week or so, we were able to kind of construct what we now appear to be the opening day lineup. I think it's a competitive lineup. I like where it sits right now. I wish there was more power, but I'm not going to continue to dwell on that unless we get to the point where there is really no one that's going to hit 20 home runs like the Zips projections say, even though I don't agree with those. I think that's kind of ludicrous. But there is potential here. Willson Contreras, Wilyer Abreu, Roman Anthony, I think all could push for 30 home runs. Trevor Story had 25 last year. Jarren Duran had 20 in 2024. There is potential here. I like where it is based on who we have. Obviously, it's not a perfect lineup. Again, you wish there's a power bat in the middle of that lineup, but with the players that we have, I do think it is a relatively solid lineup that Alex Cora is basically teasing, while not really teasing, that this is pretty close to what the opening day lineup's going to look like in 2026. I'm okay with that. I'm bullish on it. I really like the Caleb Durbin edition, and he showed out today. He had a pretty good day as well. So I think this team, while not perfect, is serviceable, and that's something that I am excited to see in 2026. Grade the Red Sox opening day lineup. I'm going to say that in quotes. Opening day lineup. Grade the Red Sox lineup for me as it stands right now. Again, I'm going to switch out IKF for Marcelo Meyer. I think the rest of these players are going to be in it. I think 7, 8, 9, you can kind of flip around a little bit. Like, I would put Rafaela in the 9 hole. I just think the 9-1 flip is valuable for Rafaela, but, you know, it is what it is. But grade it for me. A, B, C, D, or F. You let me know your thoughts. Again, like, we can all dwell on not having a power bat. Let's just the players that are there, grade the lineup, A, B, C, D, or F. Like I said, I'm very bullish on it. We'll see how it continues through the rest of spring training. Andruw Monasterio. This is another piece of good news. I think the first piece of good news was that we got what looks like the opening day lineup. That was a piece of good news because last year we just didn't know. Like, they were really kind of dragging it out to have at least a little bit of consistency to kind of know what we're going to be looking at for opening day. That's really, really good news, not just physically, but also psychologically for these players. And I know Campbell talked about that yesterday during the game, that he has a sense of routine now, that he has a sense of knowing where he's going to be, and that makes him more comfortable. So for the players to know where they're going to be, and I was talking about this with the infield, like, just say Durbin's your third baseman and say that the Meyer platoon is second, and then everyone will know their routine. Everyone will know where they're playing. So that's good news that we have a pretty good idea of what this is going to look like. The second piece of good news, because like I said, it's a double dose of good news, Andruw Monasterio has looked good so far. Now, he's only played in one game. Everyone's going to say, Jack, you're overreacting over one game. I get it. But at the same time, what we saw was impressive. He played well. He played with a chip on his shoulder. He's very scrappy. I liked what I saw. Alex Cora's really liked what he's seen as well. Here was the quote from Alex Cora earlier last week. He said, you see him from afar or whatever, but then you see him and it's like, oh, shoot, he can move. He's versatile. He can hit lefties. Now we'll work on him because I think it's a different mindset offensively, what we do over here to what they do in Milwaukee. I truly believe there's more from the 3 guys that they acquired in the trade. He's 1 for 1 with 1 run, 1 RBI, 1 walk, and a home run. He's looked really, really good. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that home run was off a righty as well, which is a good thing because we talk about him being able to mash lefties, but if he can also hit against righties, that's really valuable. So I really like what I've seen from Monasterio so far, not just in the one game that he's played, but also based on all the quotes we've gotten, all of the videos we've gotten, all of the behind the scenes looks that we've gotten. Like, he looks like a dude. And I think that the Red Sox, I think they pulled off something really, really special with this Caleb Durbin trade. Because you've got 2 guys that are going to make an instant impact on the Major League roster. You trade away Kyle Harrison, who was probably going to start the year in AAA. You trade away David Hamilton, who was fine, but wasn't really going to contribute on a large scale. And then you traded away another prospect as well. Please forgive me. It's not in the back of my mind. And you get 2 guys, 1 Caleb Durbin, who's going to be an everyday starter, and 2 Andruw Monasterio, who with Romy Gonzalez hurt is going to be the platoon man with Marcelo Meyer. That's very well done. Very well done by the front office. You know, like, I crap on the front office. I crap on Craig Breslow all the time, but I'll give them credit where credit's due. As things stand right now, that seems like a pretty damn good trade for the Boston Red Sox. And if Monasterio continues to pick this up, I am very looking forward to watching him play more this week. Again, he only played in the one game over the last few days, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he does more this week because, you know, that platoon spot is still open with Romy hurt. There are a few options. You know, like I said, Nate Eaton had a really good day today. He went, what was it? He went 3 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs. Nick Sogard had a hit today as well with a run scored. Like, it's not set in stone that Monasterio is going to be the guy, but based on what he's shown so far, he's gotten heaps of praise from Alex Cora. it looks pretty good, the chances for Monasterio to make the opening day roster and be the platoon man to Marcelo Meyer at second. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because we are bringing you daily videos, daily long-form videos during spring training. We're going to be breaking down everything that we see, all the quotes that we get, the latest injury updates as we get more updates on Romy Gonzalez. Samaniego didn't pitch yesterday because he had an injury as well. So anytime we get injury updates, anytime we get anything, we're going to do it here on the channel. And as well, the recaps are back. I'm doing recaps for every single spring training game. I'm doing recaps for every regular season game as I did last year. Don't miss out. The goal is 10K by opening day. If I do a quick check on the number that we stand at right now, we are currently at 9,262 subscribers. So less than 740, I believe is the number, like less than that. So we're getting close to 10K by opening day. Hit the sub button if you've not already. Send this link to a friend and join the family today. Daily coverage around the Boston Red Sox from a die-hard fan. Let's close out the show talking about Mikey Romero. Talked about this a little bit 2 days ago when we talked about the Northeastern game, but Romero has continued to impress. And we talked about this quote. I'll bring it up again. Alex Cora specifically brought up Mikey Romero in a press conference earlier last week. He said, you see the physicality of Romero. He's stronger than last year. For me, I want to see him at second base, see how it plays out. He did an amazing job adding strength in the offseason. So as we talk about Andruw Monasterio, his role's not set in stone. We talk about Nate Eaton, Nick Sogard. Mikey Romero could be a part of that equation. You know, Christian Campbell last year, we were like, oh, you know, we'll see what happens. Christian Campbell broke camp. And I know it might be a little controversial. People talk, oh, it's because he signed the, like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I understand that. But if Mikey Romero comes out and plays really well and makes himself, like, irresistible to this team, he could break camp with the Red Sox. Like, you got to look out for Mikey Romero. So far, he's gone 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, 1 run, 1 strikeout that came in today's game. And he, actually, he went 0 for 2. I actually got to fix that. I didn't see that he had another at bat. So he went, he's hitting 3 for 6, 3 RBIs, 1 run, 1 K. And he's played really well defensively. He hit a highlight play in yesterday's game against Northeastern, to stop a ball up the middle and get the out at first. He has looked good. Do not sleep on Mikey Romero going into 2026 because he'll be in Worcester if he doesn't make it, but I know Rob Bradford was talking about the potential that he could have an impact on the Major League roster in 2026. If he shows up and shows out for the rest of camp, which he's going to have the opportunity to with a bunch of people leaving for the World Baseball Classic, he'll have the opportunity to play. If he shows up and shows out, and say he doesn't break camp, but he goes down to Worcester, well, an injury will probably at some point happen. He might get called up. So look out for Mikey Romero. He has impressed so far at camp. He has been one of my standouts. He's looked really good, and I'm very excited to watch this second base kind of battle take place because, you know, I think we all think it's going to be Marcelo Meyer, although Alex Cora said that it's not guaranteed, which I find kind of rubbish. But that platoon spot, like, who's going to take that spot? Because Meyer's not going to play every day. I think we know this at this point because of the injury concerns. So could that be Mikey Romero? We're going to see over the next few weeks. Does Mikey Romero have a shot at making the opening day roster? Type Y for yes if you think he does. Type N for no if you think he does not. Let your voice be heard and let me know down below in the comments. That's all I got for you guys today. The Red Sox are 2-0 in Grapefruit League play. They play again tomorrow. I think Connolly Early's on the mound. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Connolly Early's on the mound. I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to play because players are starting to trickle out to the World Baseball Classic. I believe Masataka Yoshida has already left. He's already on his way to meet with Team Japan. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities for some of these other players that don't get a lot of playing time to earn their keep. So I'm very excited for that. Make sure you subscribe again if you have not already to not miss anything around spring training. I believe, someone can quote me if I'm wrong, but I believe we are the most comprehensive one-stop shop for Red Sox spring training, news, notes, rumors, and everything. Don't miss out. Become the most knowledgeable Red Sox fan in your friend group. I promise you won't regret it. That's it. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, go Sox.